What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Dom and Pop DC Sports Talk Plus podcast. This week, we've got a hot topic to debate. Is Sam Howell the worst quarterback in the NFL? That's right, you heard me. Number 32. Is he the worst? We're going to get into it. We're going to check out the over-unders and, of course, do a little bit of bada bets action. We're bringing it back. Guys, stay tuned. It's going to be a great episode. Hey guys, usually I start off greeting Pop. Pop's right here. But before we get started, I just want to say, man, Pod's been doing great these last few weeks. We're getting a lot of views. Things have picked up quick for us. So we just want to say, first of all, thank you. And second of all, if you're new here, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe. It helps us out a ton. It's been super encouraging and exciting to see the views pick up. So we hope this is just the beginning. And let's get into it. So without further ado, Pop, how you doing, man?
You like that? I gave it the Italian soccer player bag.
Yeah, you got to give him right after you come in, cleats up, you get the yellow card, you go like this. You go, come on, what are you looking at?
Well, it could go a lot of different ways, right? It's the beg for not a card, begging to give the other guy a card,
When you stick your elbow out
begging
in the
for a penalty
box.
kick.
Yep, that's good stuff.
Hit
Good
that like and
stuff.
subscribe button.
Yes,
Doesn't cost
please.
you anything. That's the best part about it. It's free.
Free, free, free. So, yeah, I mean, without further ado, Pop, how's it going over there? How's things on the East Coast?
Good. Doing good. Can't complain. Nice weather.
Yeah,
Summer
can't.
starting to kick in.
Yes, sir. The vibes are picking up out here as well, starting to get good weather. And you know what good weather means? Good weather means we are one step closer to the NFL season. That is what that means to me, and probably to most of y'all who are here watching this. So, without further ado, we got to hit some rankings. There have been a lot of rankings to come out in the last week. Everybody's, now that the draft is over, free agency has settled down a little bit. We know who's hanging out where, and it's time for us to figure out what's going on. Who are we
Kit
ranking
Kats.
where?
Kit Kats,
And
those rankings have brought us down to earth this week, right?
tell you what,
Kit Kats.
no 11-6 predictions for the Commanders this year. Sam
You're not coming
Howell,
in hot, Dominic?
Sam Howell, our starting quarterback, ranked number 32. That's right. You guys saw the title. You saw the headline. Worst starting quarterback in the NFL per the NFL quarterback rankings on CBS Sports. Wow. Pop, react to that. Give me a little something.
I mean, when you originally see that, you just kind of think that's crazy, right? But then, if you really stop and think about it, and I think you could make the same argument for some of the rookies, but given the fact that the pedigree, especially the top two rookies in the draft, right, is always going to be a bit higher than a fifth round pick. We haven't seen it. That's the thing, right? We haven't seen it, and it's impossible for anyone to really know, is he better than that? I like to believe it. I'm definitely rooting for the kid, as we've talked before. I'm behind the strategy. But after that sort of initial reaction of this is crazy, you kind of understand it. I mean, he's got one game under his belt, and we've got to see it on the field, right? So it's
Yeah.
it's a big. I mean, the reality of the situation, it's a big gamble by the Commanders.
Yeah,
It really is.
it's a huge gamble. And we were talking off mic a little bit, and I came to this realization. You guys will probably remember we're treading water last year. Heineke had just started, and we're headed into Indianapolis, and they're going to start this guy named Sam Ellinger, and we're going, oh my God, who the hell is that? We're going to crush him. We don't have to worry about Matt Ryan. We're going to destroy him. And even though Matt Ryan's not that good, this guy, nobody knows who he is. He's going to be terrible. It's a late round pick, not super heralded. And, I think honestly, if we step out of our Ashburn bubble here, and if we look at the people who aren't listening to the Dom and Pop podcast every day and listening to the Beltway football podcast every day and 1067 The Fan, and all the great people over there, the rest of the NFL is probably looking at Sam Howell pretty similarly. They're going, really? that kid out of UNC, the fifth rounder, they're going to start him, that
Exactly.
guy. And I mean, look, to be honest, when your comp is Baker Mayfield, and we look at where Baker Mayfield is in the NFL right now, it's a little nerve wracking. I mean, I believe in the kid. I really hope he can make it work. But I think what you outlined is perfect in that it's a huge, huge risk. And I think as fans, we're looking at the other side of that risk. We're looking at, man, it's pretty likely that he's going to do well, but we're ignoring the harsh reality that there's a world where we're 6 games into the season and Sam Howell is throwing 15 interceptions.
Well, there's also worlds where he doesn't win the starting job, right? I mean, that could very well happen, right? I mean, you
Yeah,
got Jacoby Brissett, who's a very competent backup, because I think, like, let's back up for a second and talk about. So there's a CBS Sports article, right? And just super quick here, right? Because I know we got to get into our bada bet segment. I can't believe we let that slide for so many episodes here. I'm anxious to do that. But of course, you got guys like Pat Mahomes, Joe Burrow, Jalen Hurts, Josh Allen, Justin Herbert, right? In order, right? Aaron Rodgers, Lamar Jackson, Trevor Lawrence, Dak Prescott. I don't understand why he's in the top 10. Deshaun Watson, right? There's your top 10. They're giving a lot of love to Brock Purdy at number 12. That one's mysterious to me. But if you
they
go
didn't lose
down
a
to the
game.
bottom, if you go down to the bottom of the ratings, right? I mean, it's Desmond Ritter, Baker Mayfield, Mac Jones. Now, in some cases, you think of those guys, and you're going to put, you know, Sam in front of Baker. Probably not at this point, just because he's not proven. And a Mac Jones and a Kenny Pickett, not at this point. But you can understand, it's the QBs, right? And he's got to prove it. Now, he could easily climb these ratings. You know,
Yeah.
easy to imagine. But my second point is, where would you put Jacoby Brissett on this list? I don't know that he'd be behind Desmond Ritter or a Mac Jones or even a Kenny Pickett in year two. So, we'll see. I'm rooting for him. I'm hopeful it's going to work out. I do believe in his talent. And the other thing I mentioned to you, right, when we were talking about it was, if you really think about it, if he struggles in year one of being a starter, it doesn't mean that he's not going to be a capable quarterback in this league or even a top 10 or 15 quarterback at some point. It's just the odds of a year one starter leading a team like the Commanders to a winning record. That's what's going on here, right? It's not just a matter
Yeah.
of, do you believe in Sam Howell can be a very good quarterback in the NFL at some point? I think that's a very real possibility. But can he get there in year one? Yeah, the odds are against it. I mean, if you
Most
look at
guys don't.
NFL history, most guys don't, right? Especially fifth rounders. So
I mean,
it's going to be interesting.
even out of those guys on the top of the list that you were rattling off, Joe Burrow had a pretty okay season his first year. Josh Allen was famously super shaky for the beginning of his career. Jalen Hurts, there were reports about the Eagles wondering whether or not they were going to move on before last
Yep.
year. It takes a while. So I think we need to come back down to earth a little bit, is I think where we're all coming from. We wish nothing but the best for Sam Howell, though. Of course, I hope we don't even have to see Jacoby Brissett play this
And
year.
can I make one other quick point, right?
Please, please.
About this, real quick. I actually think that Ron Rivera, I actually think the decision to go with Sam Howell is the right decision, right? Because there is no more perfect time in the evolution of the franchise to see what you got in this kid. It's year
Yep.
one of new ownership. It's a transitional year. He's either going to show you that, he is worth investing in for the future. And, that could be an what is it, 8-1 or 8-9 record, right? I mean, that could still be an 8-win season where you see spark from him, where you see him play well, where you see that development. And that's awesome, right? You could say, we got our guy. So it's the perfect time, but for Ron Rivera to be placing his chips on this kid is so high risk for him and this coaching staff and Eric Bieniemy in year one on a new team. But I think it's great for the Commanders to see what they have in this kid, because if it goes horribly, like you said, you got Caleb in the next draft. You can You got new ownership. You could be aggressive on maybe that free agent quarterback market or trade, or to get to the top of the draft and get one of those top draft picks next year. So I think it's great timing for the Commanders to give this a shot.
Yeah. I think now's the time. And if you look at what was available, I mean, Rodgers was never a possibility. Derek Carr, Jimmy Garoppolo, these aren't guys that are moving the needle. We don't have that team that's going to go to the Super Bowl if you can add a Jimmy G. So 100% with you on that. Let's go ahead and move on. I think we spent enough time on the Sam Howell thing. I think we can both agree he's probably not the worst quarterback in the NFL, but maybe we lean towards understanding why some people would think that and the fact that it's possible. I think that's a
Absolutely.
good. I think that's a good thing. So, real quick, we're just going to do rapid fire reactions here on the team's power rankings. We've got these are going to change a bunch, I think, between now and the season, and it's too early. These are the way too early power rankings. But NFL.com has the Commanders 30th, just ahead of Houston and Arizona, two absolutely
Mm.
terrible teams. Yahoo
Mm.
has us 26th, and CBS Sports has us 18th. Real quick, Pop, without getting too deep into it, tell me which one of those three you agree with the most, and then maybe even give me a number where you think we land generally.
Oh man, this is tough. I
Threw
mean,
you on the spot there, but
you did no, and that's great. It's great. I mean, I think that if my general headspace was probably closer, if you're asking me which one's closest, we do the Price is Right thing. I would say I feel closer to 18th, but
yeah,
I'm a Commanders fan. That's where I want it to be, or better. So I feel like it's closer to 18th. I feel like that the defense, only got better through the draft. I think offensively there are the weapons. I think that if they end up either quarterback they end up going with, I really think they're going to try to put this player. I think what's going to be really different between this year and next year, I think they're going to put their player in the best chance to be successful. Right? They're not going
yeah,
to ask Sam Howell to do too much. I don't think they're going to ask Jacoby Brissett if it ends up being him to do too much. I think they're going to coach in a way where they're more of that point guard distributor, get it to the weapons. The offensive line's gotten better. People appoint schedulers tougher. It does look like a pretty ominous schedule. But I just go back to we're 8-1 with that quarterback play and that offensive line play. And no matter what you think of Brissett and how, they got to be better than quarterback play we had last year.
yeah.
So I'm gonna say 18th. I'm just gonna say I'm gonna go with that.
I'm with you on that. I think if you look at the draft order, we finished 16th last year, and we, like you said, I think even if worst case scenario Sam Howell sucks, maybe that costs us 3 or 4 games, and then we go to Jacoby Brissett. I think we still probably land somewhere in that 7 and 10 range. I think maybe 6 wins, maybe 8 wins. So I think that's going to put us right about 18th. I'm with you on that. I think to just look at the amount of talent on the roster, I just think there's no way you can put us in the same group as Houston and Arizona. But I think NFL.com is doing what any outlet that wants you to click on their website is going to do. And that's just ranking them based on what they think of their quarterbacks, pretty much. So,
Yeah, and and what I think can get us into that 18th spot or better is they got to make this a true quarterback competition, right?
yeah.
The guy that looks the best in camp and through preseason should start. Now, I have no problem with Ty going to Hal. No problem with that. If they look like they're pretty much on par, and you see the potential there and you want to give them a shot, fine. But I think if they do that, and I think with Eric Bieniemy calling an offense that is within the capability and the scope of the QB, I think we can have some success. I really do.
Yep, I think so too. We'll see. It is a large range of outcomes, and the good thing is, if this thing really starts to head towards the tank, no better year to do it. We'll leave it at that. My
Yeah,
boy
that
Caleb
was my
Williams is
point
hanging
earlier.
around.
Yep,
I
I agree.
100% agree with you on that.
I agree.
Um,
Yeah,
so, not to, I mean, I think this is the earliest call for a tank a franchise has ever seen.
we're not
But
calling. I'm not calling for
hey,
a
we're
tank. You
setting
might.
records over here on the Dom and Pop podcast. So without further ado, let's get into our bada bets. So NFL win totals came out this week. You probably have to be a crazy person to bet on them, but you got two crazy people right here. We're going to start betting on them. Obviously, we're gonna go. I think we decided we're gonna go from worst to best, right?
Yes, you decided that, my son.
So here's how we're gonna do this. We need 16 total wins. 16 since there's 32 teams in the NFL. You can bet 16 overs and 16 unders out of the 32. So you got to be there's a little strategy as to what you're going to use where. Um, and yeah, we're going to go ahead and get
Yeah, it
into it.
only makes sense, right? I mean, I don't know how the math completely works out because you're gonna have to get the schedule and everything, but you can't. It's got to balance out, right? I mean, schedule wise, it's got to balance out. So that's what we're saying. Can't have any more than 16 overs. Can't have any more than 16 unders. And we're each individually going to bet as we go through this. Should be fun. I think it's a little unique. I haven't seen programs doing this, so you know, let's
Yeah,
roll
it's
with
gonna
it.
be fun. It's gonna be fun. Let's go ahead and get into it. So we are starting at 4.5 wins. This is the lowest line, and that is the Arizona Cardinals. Go ahead, Pop.
Man, but with wins that low, people are really down on the Cardinals. I got to go over with something, that low.
There you go. There you go. So Pop's got the over on the Cardinals there. I'm gonna go ahead and take the. I'm gonna take the under. Sorry, I'm gonna take the over. That's nuts. They have too much talent there. I think that team is
I
being
agree.
very disrespectfully looked at right now, in my opinion. I think they're better than people think they are. I think they're gonna go over. It might be 5 wins, but they're gonna go over.
Other than a coaching change, right? I mean, they got a lot of the same pieces that were rated a much higher, just a year or so ago. So yeah, four
And
and a
I
half
think
seems
I
harsh.
think just about anybody is going to be better than Cliff Kingsbury down there. Anyways, next team we got the 6.5 wins group. Washington Commanders. Pop over under. Got to take the boys over,
I'm
right?
smashing the over on that. Got to do it.
Yes. So that's both of us on the over there. You got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Baker Mayfield, 6.5 wins. Keep in mind they won like 8 games with Tom Brady last year, maybe 9. What do you think?
I mean, I just because of the fact that I got to go under there. I'm going to go under. Keep it
Under
short and
on the
sweet.
Bucks. That is I don't want to load up too many overs here. So I'm going to take the under as well there, I think. Yeah, that team's just getting old. And then speaking of getting old, we got the Los Angeles Rams, 6.5 wins. What do you think happens there, Pop?
I think McVay is going to have a bounce back year. I think he's gotten grounded a bit there. He lost his way a little bit around it, so I'm going to go over there.
You're going to take over. I am going to go under. I think this is the end of Matt Stafford, and I think we're going to see it next year, unfortunately.
All
Um,
right.
So LA Rams under there. And then we have the Las Vegas Raiders. Jimmy G in Vegas. How do we think that pans out, Pop? Over under 6.5 wins.
It's a tough one, right? Because of I think Jimmy G, but I don't like their coaching staff one
Yeah.
bit. But I just think plugging in Jimmy G there, I think they're going to be over. I know I'm going to have to make up for this with a lot of unders, but I
Yeah.
got to go
So
over there.
you got the NFL flipping on its head here. I got the under. Um, just don't think Jimmy G. I don't know. We'll have to see.
It's got to
I'm going
stay
to leave it at
healthy.
that.
That's a big thing. But
So look, he couldn't stay healthy, and he was playing with some of the best skill positions. And I know Devontae Adams is nothing to sneeze at, and he's playing with the best coach in the NFL. You look at what Brock Purdy did, and you wonder how talented was Jimmy G really. Anyways, let's get into the Indianapolis Colts 6.5 wins. Rookie quarterback. What do you think?
yeah, I'm going to go under.
Under for the Colts. I'm going to take the over there. I think they regressed to the mean a little bit in what is a pretty terrible division. Hopefully they get Jonathan Taylor healthy and Anthony Richardson. He's that kind of archetype that can ball right out of college, even if he's not the best quarterback. So we'll see what happens there. Houston Texans, 6.5 wins. The boy CJ Stroud probably going to start. What do we think there?
Yeah, I just think that it's a 6-win year for Houston. Seems like a jump in a respect, and
Yeah.
yeah, I think they're going to be improved. I think they're going to be on the rise, but 6 wins feels about right. I'm gonna say just under.
Yeah,
with Houston.
I'm going under with Houston as well. At the end of the day, they have added some talent, but that is by far and away the least talented roster in the NFL. It's
Now
horrible.
you keeping track of
Um,
your counts here?
yeah, I got it.
All
I got a
right.
couple stickies
Me
up here.
too. Me too.
7.5 wins is the next tier. There's a big group of teams. We're gonna try and get through it kind of quick. Tennessee Titans, the home of Will Levis. What do you think?
It just seemed like that team's under in a transition situation. I'm gonna smash under on that one.
Yeah, I'm going under as well on the Titans here. Um, just don't really believe in that situation, to be honest. The Giants, 7.5 wins. What are you taking?
The Giants.
That's a tough line for the Giants.
I think it's going to be a similar year in the NFC East. I think there's going to be a lot of 8, 9, 10 win teams, except
Yeah,
for maybe the Eagles. So, as much as I hate to say it, I think the smart pick there is the over.
yeah. So you're leveraging against me there because you know I got to take Dayball on the over there. Um, got the Patriots, 7.5 wins. I'm going to start this one. I'm going under. Hot
All
take.
right.
I think this thing is falling apart in New England. I don't really believe in what they got going on up there, unfortunately.
I tell you, since we're coming back with bada bets, every time I picked New England last year, they screwed me. I'm going under as well.
Damn straight. Damn straight. Real quick, shout out to boy JP Finley. He said something funny. They said the Pats need to pull a rabbit out of his hat, or Belichick's going to pull a rabbit out of his hat at quarterback or something like that. And JP says, I think he already did it, and that rabbit's name was Tom Brady, and that's the end of that. So I'm
Yeah,
kind of rolling with him on that one. Green Bay Packers, 7.5 wins. What do we think about
going under there.
that? Oh, I'm going over. I'm going over. I know that's bold, but that's going to be my hot take. They could very well be a lottery pick there, but I'm going over. Chicago Bears, big jump, 7.5 wins. We could have some family going absolutely buck wild if the Bears get to 8 wins. What do you think there, Pop?
I can't do it.
No.
I can't do it. I just, I'm going to need some overs here soon, but just can't do it. I
Yeah.
got to go under.
Sorry. So I'm going to revise if that's okay. I'm going to go back. I'm going to put Green Bay under, and I'm going to take the over for Chicago. They're in the same division, so I feel like I can't
I
have
guess
both.
so. I
So I'm going to
guess.
move Green Bay down just because I think Justin Fields with DJ Moore is being heavily slept on. I think it's about time over there to get moving. Carolina Panthers, 7.5 wins, the home of Bryce Young. What do you think, Pop?
Even things out here a little bit. And I do, I do like their coach. He had Terp. I'm going to go over here. I'm going to say they're going to have a surprising year. I think their team as a whole, other than struggling at the quarterback position, is capable of an 8 win
Yeah,
year.
I am smashing the over on this one. I think it's a bad division. I think they are favorites to win that division, in my opinion. And like you said, I really like Frank Reich, and they obviously got the best player in the draft in Bryce Young. So that'll be interesting. 8.5 wins is the next group. Low key, looking at the teams in here, I feel like this is where the Commanders should be, but whatever. Seattle Seahawks, 8.5 wins. What do you like, Bob?
I mean, I definitely think the Commanders should at least be in the 7. I like the over here.
You're taking the
I kind of don't understand this one for Seattle. I think they're a team on the rise.
interesting. I'm going under on the Hawks here. Um, this is just kind of gonna be like our version of Will Compton on Bussin' with the Boys. He always says the Chiefs are gonna suck this year, and they never do. This is gonna be my version. I'm gonna say the Hawks are gonna suck every year, and they're always gonna be good. But I'm taking the under. Steelers, 8.5 wins. What do you like, Pop?
Under.
Under. Yeah, I'm gonna go under for Pittsburgh as well. There. Actually, no, sorry. I'm
Sir,
going over. I'm taking the Steelers.
what'd you say on Seattle?
I took under.
Okay.
Took under. I think Gino's gonna regress, and I got the
You're a
Steelers.
hater.
I made a lot of money off betting Geno overs last year. I'm not a hater, but I'm taking the Steelers over. I think Kenny Pickett takes that next step. Minnesota Vikings, 8.5 wins. That would be a huge drop off from last year. What do you think?
I'm going over there.
Yeah, I think
I
that's an
think Kirk.
easy value pick there. I do have an eye out for what happens with Dalvin Cook, but anyways, here's another easy value pick: Denver Broncos 8.5 wins.
Dude, you know where I'm going here.
Under, baby, let's
Under. I'm
ride.
smashing it. I'm going under.
Oh man, let's ride. Atlanta Falcons eight
You
and a
under
half
too?
wins.
Are you under
Yeah.
too?
Oh yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
man,
Yeah. Yeah.
you changed,
I'm
son.
I'm off the boy Russ. I'm off the boy Russ. I texted you before my coffee the other day and told you I thought he was going to change up, and I had a little espresso, and I realized I was stupid.
I thought for sure you were going to go over on that one.
No, I can't. Fool me once. It's one of those situations. Atlanta Falcons 8.5. What do you think?
Under. I don't
Yeah,
get that. I don't get that. The love for the
me neither.
Falcons. I don't quite understand it.
Really don't think Desmond Ritter is any better than Sam Howell, but whatever. 9.5 wins. New York Jets with Aaron Rodgers. What do you think there, Pop?
I mean, 9-win season feels about right for them, right? Are they gonna get to 10? A lot of talent for sure. Still not 100% convinced about the weapons there. Good defense. I'm right. I'm even. I'm gonna go under. I just feel under there.
I got the over there for sure. For sure. I think that team wins 10 games last year with Derek Carr at quarterback, let alone Aaron Rodgers, even if he's not himself. Um, New Orleans Saints. Here's another value pick. Over under, Pop.
Smashing the under.
Same. I don't believe, but whatever. I'm sorry. I'm getting pissed off looking at some of these teams where they're placed compared to the Commanders. I just have to say that. I mean, this is nuts. New Orleans Saints 9.5 wins. Alvin Kamara's in jail. What the hell did you see? I mean, this is just crazy. Anyways, Miami Dolphins 9.5 wins. What do you think? That's a coin flip. What do you think?
I'll go over. I need an over, so I'm gonna go over.
Yeah, I guess I need an over two. We bet on Tua staying healthy. Take the Dolphins there. Los Angeles Chargers 9.5 wins. What do you think there, Pop?
Over.
Tough one. I'll go under because I got a bold one for our next one. Jacksonville Jaguars.
Jacksonville Jaguars. So I'm right on the line here, and I'm gonna
Nine and a
just
half.
take a quick peek ahead here for a minute. And these next four are tough.
I'll go while
Talk about being on the board.
pondering.
I'm gonna go over.
I'm taking over too. I love that team.
I think that team's on the rise. Yeah,
That is going to be
I've
my
seen a
favorite
little
team to
higher
watch next
prediction
year.
on them. Yeah.
Yeah. Lions 9.5 wins.
Yeah, this is another one of those
It's tough.
borderline teams, but I'm gonna go under here.
I'm
It's the
going.
Lions.
I'm going over because of my next few picks. We got the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, as
9.5 wins.
much as I hate to say it, I mean, I'm gonna go over for the Cowboys.
I got 9 wins for the Cowboys. I'm going under.
I like it. I give you credit for that.
I think the Dak cliff is coming. Cleveland Browns 9.5 wins. Speaking of cliffs, I got under. What do you got?
Yeah, I'm under too. I don't get that one either.
I think Watson is not going to be what he ever was ever again. 10.5 wins. Baltimore Ravens.
You know, I always give my neighbors a little bit of love. I'll go over there. I think they're going to have a great season.
10.5.
I know you're under.
10
I'm just writing it down.
Is a hell of a line because I have 10 wins. I have 10 wins and I feel terrible about it. 10.5 is a hell of a line for the Baltimore Ravens. It's just going to come down to if Lamar can stay healthy. If you get 17 games out of Lamar, they're going to win 12 of them. Do you get 17 games out of Lamar?
Are you under? Are you under? We got to move on. Are you under?
Real quick, let me count how many unders I got. I only have room for one under left.
I hope you edit this part out.
I gotta go under. I gotta go under just because these other five teams I can't bet under. So it's the restrictions. Individually, I might think differently, but under the way I
So we
budgeted it.
got 32 teams. There's 5 to go.
So five to go. So my answers are all over for the rest of these because I've taken all my unders. So I got Bills 10.5 wins. I'm smashing the over there. Pop, what do you like?
I'm over on these next two Bills and
For sure.
Eagles. I'm
Bills and
going
Eagles
over.
over for both of those. And then in the 11.5 wins tier, Bengals, Chiefs, 49ers. What do you got there, Pop? I got over on all of them. I've already spent all my money.
I can't. I gotta go. I gotta go 2 unders. I think. Um, so I got to pick 2 unders out of this. Who am I going to bet on to be the over out of these 3 teams? That's the question. Kansas City, San Francisco, or Cincinnati. I gotta go. I gotta go. My boys, the Chiefs.
Us the
And
for your
you're
over.
and you're over on all.
I'm over on all.
You sure about
Well,
that now?
I don't have a choice. I spent all my unders. I mean, I could
No,
swap the Ravens in.
you're sure about the math.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 1, 2, 3, 4. I knew 16 was too big of a number. Oh, I got to go under on one more. Okay, I'll take the 49ers under. Just because
All
I'm not
right,
sure about Brock.
wrap it up.
All right. I knew it when we got into this segment. I said 16 is a tall number for the boys to keep track of, but you know what? I think we did a pretty good job up until the end there. There's a couple little hiccups, but it's all good. So those are our over-unders for the year. Bet responsibly. Maybe don't take too many of our picks, but if you do, if you're tailing us, hit us on Twitter. Let us know that you're tailing us. But just know we're not responsible.
We need an intern or somebody. Anybody want to do a free internship for us and keep stats like this? It's a lot of pressure.
Look, algebra one required. That's all we need. If you pass algebra one, you can hold it down for the
At least a
boys.
B. At least a
At
B.
least a B. It's the only time Tenali is accept a B in math. Um, but let's get to it, man. Let's just quickly, very fast, just give a quick little NBA playoff check in. At the time of recording this on Sunday, about 2:20 Pacific time, Celtics are up 2-1 on the 76ers. Heat are leading the New York Knicks 2-1. Nuggets leading the Suns 2-1, and the Lakers leading the Warriors 2-1. So obviously the Heat and the Lakers got to be the two big surprises there. Um, Craziness. The boy LeBron won't give up, and Anthony Davis is finally looking like Anthony Davis again. It's wild.
Lakers look tough. There's no question about it. I mean, I'm not gonna lie or pretend. I don't think anybody that knows me is be shocked to know that I'm definitely would like to see the Warriors pull that out. But Lakers look like the better team so far. Crazy. It's been a
Yep.
fun
Yeah, it
playoffs to
is.
watch for sure.
It's been crazy. It's felt like almost March Madnessy now. It's like it feels like the talent is so. For so many years, we had like those super concentrated super teams, and it was just like you knew where things were going. But now it feels like the talent is so spread out across the NBA that really any game anybody can win once you get to these playoffs. So it's been a lot of fun. I've been having a blast watching. Um, and yeah, I mean it's all good stuff. So we'll have to see where that heads. And I think that is pretty much it for the boys today. I think we can wrap this thing up. What do you think, Pop?
Yeah, sounds good.
All
I
right,
mean,
so go ahead.
no, it sounds good. I mean, I just was going to quickly mention when we, talk about the NBA playoffs. I mean, I think you got 6 of 18 teams still eligible in your bracket. You still got your champion in there, the Celtics. They're looking pretty good against the Sixers. I've got only 5 of 18 left, and my champion got knocked out. So not really looking good on the bracket side of things, but these playoffs are a ton of fun to watch. I think Sixers Celtics great, great series there. Heat seem to be another one of these teams like the Lakers that are just excelling in the playoffs. So it's going to be fun to watch. It really feels like it could be anybody's championship at this point.
Yeah, it is. It is like you said. I think very fun to watch. It's gonna be great. I mean, you even have James Harden dropping 45 points, looking like his old Houston days out there. It's just wildness this time of year, so it's a lot of fun.
And I know we're going to have to take this math offline because, you know, the pause while we're counting up picks, I'm sure, is riveting to people. I can hear people clicking off YouTube, you know, as we speak. But
Oh man, come on, they like it.
I only got you down for 15 over. So offline, we'll figure that out. But man.
Thanks for clearing that up, Pop. If anybody hadn't clicked off yet, I think that's where they went. But anyways, uh, thanks
What
for
does
hanging
JP
out.
say? If you've been on this long, we owe you a prosecco. We'll say a prosecco.
Yeah, we need something a little stronger than beer for these boys. It's a sambuca. Without further ado, I've been Dom.
This is Pop.
Thanks a lot for another great week, guys. Don't forget, like, comment, subscribe, tell a friend, tail our bets, hit us on Twitter, all that good stuff. We will catch you next week.